Good morning and welcome to English Lessons on Iman TV. We're going to start our lesson today as usual with a vocabulary quiz or review, and then I have new words that are all medical terminologies, and then after that we have a short listening comprehension, which is just a dialogue between two people, and then at the end we have a review of grammar on verb forms, and we'll see the gerund form, the ing form, and the past form. So let's start with the review of words. So here what I have is, I have what we call it in English a word bank, means a number of words on this one table. And then I have sentences with blank spaces. What I want you to do is to choose one of these words and use them in one of these blank spaces, okay? So you fill in the blanks with one of these words. You have done this before. I'm sure you will do very, very well. So first, before we do that, so please repeat after me together. Toothache, toothache, headache, lung cancer, stomach ache, colleagues, clerk, civil engineer, chat. Okay, so these are the words. You have studied all of them. I showed you pictures and things last week, so you should be able to answer the questions and use them in these sentences. Also today, the program is live, so at the end of the program, you're welcome to call and ask questions if you have any. The first sentence is, Qadir is a blank. He designs roads and bridges. What kind of a person designs bridges and roads? What do you call a person who does that? The word is there on that list. I want you to find that word and use it there. Number 2, eating raw fruit and vegetables can cause blank. If you don't cook vegetables and if you just eat fruit, it causes what? What kind of a problem? The word is up there. I want you to find it and use it there. Smoking can cause what? The word is up there. I want you to find it and use it. Number 4. Shafi wants to see a dentist because he has a very bad what? So when do you go to a dentist? What kind of a problem should you experience to go to a dentist? The word is up there. I want you to find the word and use it. Number 5. Excuse me for the coughing. Taking 1 or 2 Tylenol can relieve one's what? In other words, if you take 1 or 2 Tylenols, what kind of a problems can Tylenol solve for you? The word is up there. Is very nice and friendly with is what? The word is up there. I want you to find it and use it there. Number 7, Jim wants to work as a supermarket what? And number 8, spending too much time in blank rooms is on internet is a waste of time. It's a kind of room of internet, on internet. What kind of room is that? I want you to find that and put it there. Now let's go to the answers. Qadir is blank. He designs roads and bridges. So he's a kind of engineer, and the word is what? Up there. He's a civil engineer. Qadir is a civil engineer. So he designs what? Bridges and roads. So that's what civil engineers do. And Qadir is the name of a person who is my cousin. He is a civil engineer. He does design bridges and roads. Number 2, eating raw fruit and vegetable can cause, the correct answer is stomach ache, pain in the stomach. Smoking can cause what? A big problem. And that problem is what? Can cause lung cancer. Let me read these sentences with correct completion. Qadir is a civil engineer. He designs roads and bridges. Eating raw fruit and vegetables can cause stomach ache. Smoking can cause lung cancer. Number 4, Shafi wants to see a dentist because he has a very bad what? The correct answer is toothache. So when there's pain, ache means pain. So there's pain on the tooth, then you do what? You go to a dentist. Taking 1 or 2 Tylenol can relieve one's what? Headache, right? So if somebody has an headache, then Tylenol can help. Actually, Tylenol can help with toothache and everything else, with all kinds of pains. He's very nice and friendly with his colleagues. So what's the meaning of colleagues? Excuse me. Colleagues simply means what? Co-workers. People that you work together in a place, in a business. That person is your colleague. Like I'm working here for Iman TV, and there is an engineer who is helping me, a young man. His name is Umaid. So Umaid is my colleague at Iman TV. We work together. We have one purpose, to deliver these lessons to you. He's helping me with technical assistance. I prepare the lesson. He and I are what? Colleagues working together. Let me read these sentences with correct completion. Shafi wants to see a dentist because he has a very bad toothache. Taking 1 or 2 Tylenol can relieve one's headache. He's very nice and friendly with his colleagues. Jim wants to work as a supermarket clerk. People that they work in a supermarket, they're called clerks. Spending too much time in rooms on internet is a waste of time. There's only one word left, and that's what? Chat rooms. Spending too much time in chat rooms on internet is a waste of time. Okay, chat rooms where people go for chatting and conversation. Let me read these sentences with correct completion, then you will review the words, and then you will go to the next page. Jim wants to work as a supermarket clerk. Spending too much time in chat rooms on internet is a waste of time. Now let's repeat these words after me together. Toothache, headache, lung cancer, stomach ache, colleagues, clerk, civil engineer, chat. Now, what we have is medical terminology or medical words that you may need, and this is basically about professions, basically. So, what do you call a person who looks like this and examines your body and gives you medication? You call him, of course, a doctor. So, in other words, he's a medical doctor. What's another word for a medical doctor? Another word for a medical doctor is what? Physician. Okay? Physician. Please repeat after me. Physician. He is a physician. Physician. Look at this one. He's a medical doctor who does operation. Opens up the heart, the chest, fix the heart. There's something wrong with the bone. They cut the thing and then they go in and fix it. They open up the stomach and go in and fix it. Yes, there are physicians, but there's a special name for it. So what do you call these people that they do the surgery? You call him what? Right. You call him surgeon. Okay? Please repeat. Surgeon. She's a surgeon. So if you see in a hospital that somebody says a surgeon, means that person does operation. Okay? Usually they get paid more money. Surgeon. What do you call a person or a doctor who takes care of your teeth? You call him dentist. Correct. He's a dentist. Dentist. And what do you call a person who takes care of both patients and the doctors? It helps the doctor, helps the patient, the most practical and useful person in the hospital is called a nurse. Please repeat, nurse. Okay. Children's doctor. What do you call a doctor who only examines children, who only takes care of children, who only gives medicine to children? You call him what? Yes, it's a physician. But within the physician, there are different types of physician. So a person who has a specialty with children is called, right, pediatrician. Okay? Pediatrician. That is the children specialist. Pediatrician. Repeat one more time. Pediatrician. What about a person, a doctor, who takes care of only women with women's problem? And that person is called what? Gynecologist. So if you have a special women problem, that this situation that only applies to women, you go to what? You go to a gynecologist. Okay? Please repeat after me. Gynecologist. Gynecologist is a women's doctor. What do you call a doctor that who takes care of skin problems? That there is something with the skin, you go to that doctor. You get skin rash, you get things red, or some other skin problem. It's called what? That person is called dermatologist. Dermatologist. You go and see a dermatologist. Yes, a dermatologist is what? A physician. There are all different kinds of physicians. Pediatricians are what? Physicians. Dermatologists are what? Physicians. Dentists are physicians. All types. But for the specialty with skin, you go to a dermatologist. What do you call a doctor who takes care of bones problems? If you have a broken bone or something wrong with the bone, you go to that person. You need to go to a specialist. That specialist is called what? That specialist is called orthopedist. Okay? Orthopedist. Orthopedist is a person only for bone problems. Remember? For skin problem, you go to a dermatologist. For bone problem, you go to what? To a orthopedist. For women's problem, women go to what? To a gynecologist. And you take a child to what? To a pediatrician. So these are different kinds of doctors with different kinds of specialty. So I really want you to take good notes and write it down, and or listen to this again on YouTube, and learn these words. Okay, so when there's a need, you need to use the correct word so that you go to the right person. There's one more. Two more actually left there. Person who examines what? X-rays. It's called radiologist. Okay, radiologist is somebody who can read what the X-ray. You go to a radiologist. And a person with a specialty is what? To just look at your eyes. In the story, we call him eye doctor. But eye doctor also has a name. And that name is what? Optometrist. Okay? Optometrist is what? A doctor with a specialty is eye problem. You go to an optometrist. And finally, a person who prescribes glasses or lenses. Cannot give you medicine, but can only give you what? Examine and give you or sells you the glasses. That person is called what? Optician. Optician. Okay? Now, these are all the words, again, 11 words that are different specialties of doctors. So you can certainly listen to this thing again, to the program again on YouTube, or you can actually call me. I will give you my email address, and I can send this to you. you can print it out, and you can, whenever you need it, you can look at that word and go to the right person. So please repeat after me together. Physician, physician, surgeon, surgeon, dentist, dentist, nurse, nurse, pediatrician, pediatrician, gynecologist, gynecologist, dermatologist, dermatologist, orthopedist, orthopedist, radiologist, radiologist, optometrist, optometrist, optician, optician. So a physician is a medical doctor. A surgeon is a medical doctor who does the operation. A dentist is a doctor who takes care of your teeth. A nurse is a person who helps both the patients and the doctor. And a pediatrician is what? Children's doctor. Women's doctor is referred to as what? As gynecologist. And a doctor who takes care of the skin is what? Dermatologist. And a doctor who takes care of bone problems is called what? Orthopedist. And a doctor who reads your x-rays is called what? Radiologist. And optometrist is what? Eye doctor. An optician is somebody who can give you glasses or can sell you glasses. That's called optician. So these are the words. I certainly hope that it's not too many. So basically you get 11 new words, and there are difficult words, I admit that, but we need to learn them so that we can use them in, whenever need arises. So now I'm going to give you something simple because this was kind of difficult. So this time I'm going to read a very short, simple dialogue, and I want you to give the answers to me or provide answers. So the vocabulary of the lesson is very simple. All I do is what? I read it to you, you find the answers. Question number 1. Where did Jess go last weekend? So Jess is the short form of Jessica. So Jessica goes somewhere last weekend. You went somewhere last weekend. I want you to listen to me and find out where Jessica or Jess went. Did Jess go alone? Alone means what? By herself, nobody else with her. What did Bill do in the weekend? Bill is another person. It's the name of a man. So what did he do? So I want you to listen to the dialogue and find the answer for those. So I'm going to read it 2 times, and then I want you to find the answers. Again, number 1, where did Jess go last weekend? Number 2, did Jess go alone? And number 3, what did Bill do in the weekend? Again, I purposely chose something simple or made something simple because the previous part was kind of difficult. So I wanted to give you kind of a break so that you can learn something simple. So please listen. Bill starts the conversation first. So it's a conversation between Bill and Jess or Jessica. Bill says, so what did you do last weekend, Jess? Oh, Abdul and I went to San Francisco on Saturday. That's great. Where did you go? We went to the Golden Gate Bridge and had a picnic. We had a great time. How about you? Did you do anything special? Not really. I just worked on my car all day. That old thing? Why don't you just buy a new car? But then what would I do every weekend? So this person apparently likes to what? Work on his car in the weekend. Let me read this again. Again, it's very short, very simple, and I certainly hope that what? There's a little bit of humor in it too. See if you can catch that and laugh. So Bill and Jess are talking to one another. Bill starts. So this is reading number 2. Oh, let's just call it number one. Where did Jess go last weekend? Did Jess go alone? What did Bill do in the weekend? So what did you do last weekend, Jess? Oh, Abdul and I went to San Francisco on Saturday. That's great. Where did you go? We went to the Golden Gate Bridge and had a picnic. We had a great time. How about you? Did you do anything special? Not really. I just work on my car all day. That old thing? Why don't you buy it, just a new one? But then what would I do every weekend? Okay, now let's see if you have the answers. Where did Jess go last weekend? Did Jess go alone? What did Bill do in the weekend? Now let's look at number one. Where did Jess go last weekend? The answer is to the Golden Gate Bridge. And the long answer is what? Jess went to Golden Gate Bridge. Did Jess go alone? Was there anybody else with him? With her? The answer is what? Yes. No, he didn't go alone. So she went with Abdul. Abdul is the name of another person there. What did Bill do in the weekend? Worked on his car, or you can give a long answer. He worked on his car all day. Let me read the questions and the answers. Where did Jess go last weekend? Jess went to the Golden Gate Bridge. Did Jess go alone? No, she didn't. She went with Abdul. What did Bill do in the weekend? Worked on his car. He worked on his car all day. Now, I have some yes-no questions for you, or true-false questions about this very short dialogue. See if you can answer those questions. Jess went to Golden Gate Bridge alone. Is that true or false? Number two, Abdul stayed with Bill. Number three, Bill worked on his car. Number four, Bill has a new car. Number five, Abdul helped Bill to fix his car. So let's see if you have the correct answers here. Number one, Jess went to Golden Gate Bridge alone. Is that correct? The correct answer is, if it works, no, she didn't go alone. Remember? She did with somebody else, not alone. So that's why it is false. Abdul stayed with Bill. Is that correct? Of course not, because Abdul was with what? With Jessica, with Jess. Bill worked on his car. And that is what? Correct. He worked on it all day long in the weekend. Bill has a new car. No, he still has that old car. And Abdul helped Bill to fix his car. That's also what? No, because Abdul was with Jessica, not with Bill. That's why this sentence is wrong. Now let's go to the next part. I will show you the story. You could see that the irregular verbs are underlined and the regular verbs are what? Circled. Here is the dialogue. Let's read it together. So what did you do last weekend, Jess? Oh, Abdul and I went to San Francisco on Saturday. That's great. Where did you go? We went to the Golden Gate Bridge and had a picnic. We had a great time. How about you? Did you do anything special? Not really. I just worked on my car all day. That old thing? Why don't you just buy a new one? See, a new one here means what? A new car. But then what would I do every weekend? So that's the dialogue. Now we need to find out the verbs that are irregular and underline it. So the irregular verb is what? What did is irregular. The present form is what? The present form is do. Went is irregular. The present form is what? Go. Did is what? Irregular. The present form is what? Do. We went to the Golden Gate Bridge. Again, went is what? Irregular. The present form is go. Had is irregular, the present form is what? Have. And again, did comes, the present form is what? Do. There is only one regular verb, and that is what? Worked. All the rest of the verbs are what? Irregular verbs. Now, grammar review. So what I have here, provide the present progressive form of the following verbs. So there are some rules of how to make present progressive forms. Remember, present progressive form is that form that you put the ing with the verb. So here are the verbs. So please repeat after me together. Hide, get, feed, buy, lie, study, give, leave, hit, and sit. Now, let's see if you remember the verb. So when you put ing to hide, it becomes what? Hiding. But see, something happened to the word. This E disappears. So when a word ends with E and that E is silent, you do what? You drop it before adding ing. Number 2, get becomes what? Getting. Double T. What's the rule? If you have a consonant, then vowel, then consonant again, then you do what? You double the final consonant. That's why you say getting, double T. That's why we have double T here, but we don't have double D here. Why? Because there was an E here. We cannot double the final consonant here. There is no final consonant. There is a final vowel. Feed, just you add ing. Buy, you just add what? Ing. Lie completely changes. IE changes to Y, lying. Study becomes study. You don't change anything, you add ing. Give becomes giving. Just like hide. Look, you put an E here and you have an he here. So when you add the ing, you drop the silent E and you add ing. Leave, you have an E here, which is silent. So you need to what? Drop it when you have the ing. Hit becomes what? Hitting. The same rule like get. You have consonant, vowel, consonant. So you make it double T, ing. And sit, sitting, again you make it double T. So please repeat after me together. Hide, hiding. Get, getting. Feed, feeding. Buy, buying. Lie, lying. Study, studying. Give, giving. Leave, leaving. Hit, hitting. And sit, sitting. Again, when you speak, you don't have to worry about this rule, whether you drop the ing or make it double T, but it's only when you write. So these are spelling rules. That there will be spelling issues. Spelling will not be correct if you don't follow these rules. So the next group of words, we look at the past form of these verbs. We decide which one is regular, which one is what? Irregular. Like for hide, the past tense is what? Hid. So the form changes without any regulations. So it is what? It's called irregular verb. Get becomes what? Got. There is no rule for this either. So it's irregular. Feed becomes what? Fed. There is no rule for that either. Buy becomes what? Bought. No rule for that. It becomes what? It's irregular. Lie, that's regular. You put D, lied. Study, that's regular. Studied. You change Y to I, you add ED. Give, gave. Irregular. Leave, left. Irregular. Hit, hit. The form doesn't change. And sit, sat. That's what? Also irregular. You can see that I marked all the irregular verb in purple and the regular verb with what? In green. Okay? So please repeat after me together. Hide, hid. Get, got. Feed, fed. Buy, bought. Lie, lied. study, studied, give, gave, leave, left, hit, hit, sit, sat. Now we put all three of them side by side and see if you could figure it out. Hide becomes what? Hiding becomes what? Get becomes what? Getting. Feed, feeding. Buy, buying. Lie, lying. Study, studying. Give, giving. Leave, leaving. Hit, hitting. And then sit, sitting. All these rules, when you make it double, when you don't make it double, when you drop the E, when you don't drop the E. So these are all the rules that we studied. And then the past form is what? Hid, got, fid, bought, lied, studied, gave, left, hit, and finally sat. So I want you to repeat one more time these words after me together, and then you will continue. Hide, hiding, hid. Get, getting, got. Feed, feeding, fed. Buy, buying, bought. Lie, lying, lied. Study, studying, studied. Give, giving, gave. Leave, leaving, left. Hit, hitting, hit. Sit, sitting, sat. So here we have the use of these words in blank spaces. So you have a blank space, and you need to decide by looking at the subject and looking at the time expression, decide what form of this verb you can use. Bob did not smoke when he was young. What can you use in this blank space? I give you time to think. We finished our work at 5 p.m. yesterday. What can you put here? But remember, it's yesterday. Shahla often write interesting short stories. How do you decide on the form of the verb here? Did your brother answer the question? Where is your brother now? Where is your brother then work now? So which form of work do you use here? Number 6. She come to work on time this morning. This morning is past. Which form of come do you use? Jennifer work for an insurance company now. Before Ahmed go to work this morning, he called his brother in Boston. So you will change the form of the verb here. The children play in the backyard now. Because of now, you have to what? Change the verb form. Which color does your brother like? Now, let's see if you get the correct answers. Bob did not smoke when he was... Did not smoke, you use. So you use the word smoke because of what? Did not. We finished our work at 5 p.m. yesterday. So yesterday, what do you say? We finished our work at 5 p.m. yesterday. So if you don't use did not, then you have to use what? Past form of the verb. The past of finished is what? Finished. For here, smoke, the past is smoked, but we cannot use smoke because of did not. Bob did not smoke. After did not, does not, do not, use what? The simple form of the verb. We finished our work at 5 p.m. yesterday. Shahla, often, interesting short stories. Means she keeps repeating this. So the correct answer should be what? Writes. You have to put that S there. Did your brother answer the question? It's just like the first sentence. Bob did not. After did, do, or does, you always use the simple form, regardless of what the subject is. See, Bob did not smoke, and then here you say, did your brother answer? Because of did, you cannot use S with the verb. Where does your brother work now? But now, the correct answer is what? Where is your brother working now? So you say, is working with ing. Let me read these sentences with correct completions. Bob did not smoke when he was young. We finished our work at 5 p.m. yesterday. Shahla often writes interesting short stories. Did your brother answer the question? Where is your brother working now? Next part. She come to work on time this morning. See, this morning is already past. So you need to say what? She came to work. She came to work on time this morning. On time means what? She was not late. Jennifer worked for an insurance company now, this moment, this time. You say what? Is working. So keep in mind that when you write something for the present progressive form, you have to have a form of be, the verb, and ing. Jennifer is working for an insurance company now. Before Ahmad go to work this morning, he called his brother in Boston. See, this morning is also in the past. So you need to say what? Before Ahmad went to work this morning. Because you said went, the other verb form should also be past. This is a past sequence. He called his brother this morning. See, from go, you make it went. From call, you make it called, because this is regular, this is irregular. That's why you need to pay attention to all these forms. The children play in the backyard now. So here, right now, this moment, for this moment you say what? The children, it should be are playing. So are is missing. I will add that to, here and show it to you. But you need to say what? The children are playing. So it's a typo here. We don't see are here. Which color does your brother like? So here we use what? Does your brother like? Let me show you where you can put are. So here, the children are playing. You have to say are playing. Why? Because the children is plural. For plural we use what? For plural we use are. The children are playing in the backyard. Let me fix this, as you can watch me here, how I make my slides. So this is I spend a lot of time making these slides, and that's how it works. If you change one little thing, you have to make a lot of adjustment. Here, now it's correct. So see, we say Jennifer is working, but the children are playing. So because children is plural, you have to use what? The plural form of is, which is what? Are. And here, because Jennifer is singular, you say what? Is. Jennifer is working. So that's how it works. That the children are playing in the backyard now. And because what color does your brother like? Again, remember that after does, after do, after didn't, we always use what? The simple form of the verb. Now, this concludes lesson number 29. We have studied 29 lessons so far. It means we have been working 29 weeks. And so, if you have any questions, the program is live today. You're welcome to call and ask your questions. If you don't have questions, then I will stop here. بیننده‌های بسیار محترم تلویزیون ایمان، درس امروز ما با میگه به پایان رسید. تا هفته آینده شما را به خداوند میسپارم. لکن تلویزیون فعلا درس به اصطلاح لایف است. شما اگر کدام سوال یا پیشنهادی داشته باشین میتونین به نمره‌ای که به صفحه تلویزیون شما هست تلفن بکنین. ما در خدمت شما هستم و تلفن شما رو جواب خود گفتم و میتونید شما سوالتان به انگلیسی یا به فارسی یا به پشتو مطرح کنید و میتونم به یکی از این سه زبان بر شما جوابش بگویم. همچنان چون ماه مبارک رمضان در هفته آینده به روز سه‌شنبه شروع میشه، ما حلول ماه مبارک رمضان به همه شما تبریک میگم. یک ماه پر از سعادت و خوشی برای همه شما میخوایم. تشکر.
خوشی پرودکشن در منطقه بیریا و ساکرامنتوی کالیفرنیا محافل خوشی